Hello, welcome students. Welcome to the official YouTube channel of Sanjeevani Mahavidyalaya Chapoli, affiliated to Swami Ramanand Tirth Marathwada University Nanded. Here is Department of Botany, BSc first year, semester first, paper 2. Name of the paper is Plant Ecology, Phytogeography and Environmental Biology. Unit first is Ecological Factors. In the previous lecture, we discussed on the introduction and scope of ecology. What is ecology? What is the types of ecology? Structure of ecology, biotic and abiotic components in the ecology. All the things we discussed briefly on that. Today, we are going to discuss on the importance of ecology. You seen in the previous lecture what is ecology. Ecology is the branch of science that deals the study of organisms and the environment. The interaction between the organism and environment, that is the ecology. Here we discuss on some reasons. That reasons explains the importance of ecology. First is conservation of environment. What is conservation? The alternative word for conservation is preservation. The conservation of the environment is very important in today's life. And that the ecology help, helps us to understand how our action affect the environment. Ecology is helpful to understand how our actions affect the environment. It shows the individuals the extent of damage we cause to the environment. Lack of understanding of ecology has led to the degradation of land and the environment. It has also led to the extinction and endangerment of certain species. For example, dinosaurs, white shark, mammoths. These are all the extinct species. Without the knowledge of ecology, we can't conserve the environment. We are live in the physical environment. Here we live, and surrounding us there is a physical non-living environment. The environment and the organisms interact continuously. Our actions on the environment, our actions on the environment causes extreme damage to the environment, and because of that the environment is not suitable to live. So The conservation of the environment is very important, and without the understanding of the ecology, we can't conserve the environment. Because of our actions, a lot of damage is carried out in the environment, and because of that, certain species that are extinct, like dinosaurs, white shark, mammoths. Recently, endangered species we have identified with the using of ecological knowledge, like tigers, lions, all the endangered species. So with the help of knowledge of ecology, we can find out the threats, and without the knowledge of ecology, we can't conserve the environment. That is the one of the reason why the study of ecology is important. Another, resource allocation. With the knowledge of ecology, we are able to know which resources are necessary for the survival of different organisms, which resources are useful for the survival of different organisms, and without the knowledge of ecology, we can't understand the necessary resources for the survival of different organisms. And in absence of the ecological knowledge, the result is scarcity and deprivation of that the resources, and because of that deprivation or scarcity of the resources that is necessary for the survival survival of different organisms, leading to the competition. So to know the necessary resource identification, the knowledge of ecology is very important for energy conservation. We know that all the organisms require energy for their growth and development, and for energy, all the organisms that are heterotropics, it depends on the nature for their energy source. It leads over exploitation of energy resources, leading to the depletion of that energy resources. Proper knowledge of ecology stop the unnecessary wastage of energy resources, thereby conserving energy for the future purpose. For that we can conserve the energy resources for future purposes. All the things can happen only when you have the thorough knowledge of ecology. Eco-friendliness. Study of ecology, you gain the knowledge, and that knowledge teaches us or encourages harmonious living within the species and the adaptation of the lifestyle that protects the ecology of life. That is the some reasons, important reasons why we necessary to study the ecology. Now we can see some examples of ecology. Human ecology. That ecology focuses on the relationship between the human and the environment. It emphasizes the human impacts on the environment, and that gives the knowledge how we can improve ourselves for the betterment of human and the environment. In daily life, we can see that how the human beings impact on the environment, and for that impact and that betterment of our life, you can study the human ecology. Niche construction. What is niche? Niche is the habitat. A suitable habitat of the organism is niche, and the niche construction. What is niche construction? Niche is the habitat, suitable habitat for the organism. And you know that the niche construction, in the unfavorable conditions, the organisms has a tendency to search the safest place where the organisms live without any obstacles. For that purpose, the organisms develop the niche. The organisms develops the niche. That niche development is known as niche construction, and that niche construction helps themselves and other species also. Take an example of termite. The termite create a 6 feet tall mound and at the same time feed and protect their entire population. We can see that the termites build up a 6 feet tall mound, and in that tall mound feed and protect the entire population of the termite. So in this way the niche construction is carried out. Now we can see the ecological factors, different ecological factors. Many organisms coexist in the environment or in an environment. The environment includes physical, chemical and biological components. When a component surrounding an organism affect the life of organism, it becomes a factor. Ecological factor. We can discuss on the ecological factors. The first question is arise, what is factor? And that is the definition of the factor. The organisms exist in an environment, and in the environment different physical, chemical and biological components are present. Clear that? Different components are present. When the components of surrounding can affect the organisms present in it, that must be a factor, or that is called as factor. All such factors together are called ecological factors. These factors are classified into two types: biotic factors and abiotic factors. Biotic factors includes all the living things, and abiotic factors includes all the non-living things. However, the ecological factors are grouped into four classes. However, the ecological factors are grouped into four classes. That classes are climatic factors, edaphic factors, topographic factors, and biotic factors. We will discuss the above factors in stepwise manner. The first is climatic factor. What is climate? You know that better what is climate, and that climate is one of the important natural factor controlling the plant life. The climatic factors like light, temperature, water, wind, and fire. We can see what is the effect of that climatic factors. Light, temperature, wind, fire. First, we can see the light. Light is the well-known factor that needed for the basic physiological processes of plant. Light is the well-known factor that needed for the basic physiological processes of plant, such as photosynthesis, transpiration, seed germination, and flowering. All the physiological processes, and for that physiological processes the light is essential. You know that photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? By using the light, the green parts of the plant with the help of chlorophyll produce the foods or 6 carbon compounds. So that process photosynthesis, the light is essential. In the absence of light there is no photosynthesis. Transpiration, the important another vital process that are carried out in the plant, also need light. Opening and closing of stomata and transpiration, and because of transpiration the water lifts from the root to the tip of the plant, or the tension is created. We can understand or know that what is transpiration, and that is the vital process. Seed germination is also one of the important physiological process that carried out in the plants, that also need the light. Flowering, in the daytime the flowers are open, in night the flowers are closed. You know that the all the activities of the flower, so light is essential for that purpose also. The portion of sunlight which can resolve by the human eye is called visible light. जी लाईट आपणाला दिसते त्याला आपण व्हिजिबल लाईट म्हणतो. आता हेच लाईट आहे असं नाही, आपण फक्त काही पार्ट द व्हिजिबल पार्ट आपण पाहू शकतो. and that पार्ट जो आहे, लाईट इज मेजर्ड. कशामध्ये लाईट मेजर केली जाते? वेवलेंथमध्ये मेजर केली जाते. आणि 400 ते 700 नॅनोमीटर, 400 to 700 नॅनोमीटर्स वेवलेंथ लाईट we can observe or see, and far from that range we can't see the light. So that is the visible spectra of the light. 400 nanometer to 700 nanometer. 400 nanometer is the violet light and 700 nanometer is the red light. The rate of photosynthesis is maximum at blue and red. 400 to 500 nanometer is the blue and 600 to 700 is the red, the spectra of the light. The green 500 to 600 is the green spectra of light, or say 500 to 600 nanometer wavelength of spectrum is less strongly absorbed by the plants. Here we can see here in the diagram the effects of light on plant. Based on the tolerance of intensity of light, the plants are divided into two types. Based on the tolerance to intensity of light, the plants are divided into two types. They are heliophytes, light loving plants. दोन प्रकारचे प्लांट्स आपण डिवाइड करू शकतो according to the intensity of light, tolerance of that plant, which type of plant. It depends on the intensity of light. Which intensity of light is tolerated by the plant. Two types of plants are found. Heliophyte, that heliophytes are the light loving plants. Example of that, all the angiosperms. Psiophytes, the psiophytes are shade loving plants. Examples of psiophytes are bryophytes and pteridophytes. Apart from that two types, some other types of plants are also present, but the exact reason of that we can't understand. In the deep sea, below the 500 meter, the environment is dark and inhabitants of in that area are not aware of the existence of celestial source of energy is called sun. Then what is the source of energy in that area? So we can't understand. Next, the temperature. Temperature is also one of the important factor which affect almost all metabolic activities of the organism. Temperature is also one of the important metabolic activities. Temperature is one of the important factor that affects the metabolic activities of the organism. Every physiological process, you know that every physiological process in an organism requires optimum temperature at which it shows maximum metabolic growth. ऑप्टिमम टेम्परेचरची गरज असते. त्या ऑप्टिमम टेम्परेचरमध्येच मॅक्झिमम मेटाबॉलिक रेट आपणाला त्या ठिकाणी आढळून येतो. and because of that, three limits of temperature can be recognized for any organism. वेगवेगळ्या टेम्परेचरमध्ये वेगवेगळ्या टेम्परेचरच्या रेंजमध्ये आढळणारे ऑर्गॅनिझम्स आपल्याला आढळून येतात. मेनली थ्री रेंज ऑर्गॅनिझम्स आर हिअर फाउंड. मिनिमम टेम्परेचर रेंज, कमीत कमी टेम्परेचर. Physiological activities are lowest in that temperature. Optimum temperature, physiological activities are maximum, and maximum temperature if present, then physiological activities will stop. Three limits of temperature can be recognized for any organism. These are minimum temperature, optimum temperature and मॅक्झिमम टेम्परेचर. मिनिमम टेम्परेचरला सर्व फिजिओलॉजिकल ॲक्टिव्हिटीज या कमीत कमी असतात, लिस्ट असतात. ऑप्टिमम टेम्परेचर, द विगरस किंवा मोर फिजिओलॉजिकल प्रोसेसचा रेट या ठिकाणी जास्त असलेला आढळून येईल. मॅक्झिमम टेम्परेचर असेल तर ऑल द फिजिओलॉजिकल प्रोसेसेस आर स्टॉप. बेस्ड ऑन द टेम्परेचर प्रिव्हेलिंग in an area, the world vegetation is classified into 4 types. Ronquier gives that classification. These are megatherms, mesotherms, microtherms, and hectotherms. In the thermal spring and deep sea hydrothermal vents where average temperature exceeded up to 100 degrees centigrade, and based on the thermal tolerance, organisms are divided into 2 types. You know that all. Based on the thermal tolerance, the organisms are divided into 2 types: eurythermal organisms and stenothermal organisms. The eurythermal organisms, we can tolerate wide range of temperature fluctuations. Example, Zostera, a marine angiosperm, and Artemisia tridenta, that tolerate the fluctuation of temperature. Wide range of fluctuation of temperature can be tolerated. All these organisms are included into eurythermal organisms. Stenothermal organisms which can tolerate only small range of temperature variation or fluctuation. Example, mango and palm terrestrial angiosperm. Mango plant do not and cannot grow in temperate countries like Canada and Germany. So, according to the tolerance of fluctuation of temperature, the organisms are divided into 2 types: eurythermal organisms and stenothermal organisms. Thermal stratification. That thermal stratification, it can be found only in the aquatic habitat. The change in the temperature profile with the increasing depth of the water body is called as thermal stratification. The change in the temperature profile which increasing depth of water body is called thermal stratification. There are 3 kinds of thermal stratifications. एखादं पॉन्ड आपण जर एक्झाम्पल म्हणून जर घेतलं, जर टेम्परेचर आपण पॉन्डमध्ये जसं जसं डेप्थमध्ये जाऊत, अगदी तसं हे टेम्परेचर जे आहे ते लोवेस्ट होत जातं. आणि हे जे स्टार्टिफिकेशन आहे, पहिल्या लेयरमध्ये वेगळे टेम्परेचर, सेकंड लेयरमध्ये वेगळे टेम्परेचर, आणि इन द बॉटम द टेम्परेचर इज डिफरंट. सो 3 kinds of stratification that are found in the aquatic habitat. Epilimnoth. First stratification is epilimnion किंवा epilimnion. Upper layer is the warmer water. You know that the upper layer of the pond is warmer because direct sunlight त्या ठिकाणी त्या वॉटरला मिळते, आणि त्यामुळे काय होतं, त्या ठिकाणचं वॉटर इज वॉर्मर वॉटर आपल्याला आढळून येतं. मेटालिम्नियॉन. नेक्स्ट टू द epilimnion, the middle layer जे आहे, that zone gradually decrease the water temperature. And last is hypolimnion, the bottom of the layer is the colder water. So that thermal stratification is found in the aquatic habitat. Temperature based zonation. Variation in latitude and altitude do affect the temperature and vegetation on the earth surface. Latitudinal and altitudinal, जर आपण हे कन्सिडर जर केलं तर या ठिकाणी वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणी ऑन अर्थ हे टेम्परेचर वेगवेगळं असतं. लॅटिट्यूडनल अँड ॲटिट्यूडनल झोनेशन ऑफ व्हेजिटेशन इज लिस्टेड लाईक लॅटिट्यूड. लॅटिट्यूड कशाला म्हणायचं? द लॅटिट्यूड इज अन अँगल विच रेंजेस फ्रॉम 0 ॲट द इक्वेटर टू 900 ॲट द पोल्स. इक्वेटर टू द पोल. इक्वेटरला 0 अँगल आपण कन्सिडर केला आणि त्याच्यापासून जर आपण लाईन ओढली इक्वेटरपर्यंत 900, दॅट इज नोन ॲज लॅटिट्यूड. अल्टिट्यूड कशाला म्हणायचं? हाऊ हाई इज प्लेस इज लोकेटेड अबाव द सी लेवल. सी लेवलपासून समुद्र सपाटीपासून आपण माहिती आहे आपल्याला समुद्र सपाटीपासून इतक्या उंचीवर इतक्या ठिकाणी म्हणजे सी लेवल कन्सिडर करून त्याच्यापासून किती उंचीवर ते ठिकाण आहे, दॅट इज नोन ॲज अल्टिट्यूड ऑफ दॅट प्लेस. आणि हे अल्टिट्यूड जर आपण कन्सिडर केलं काय होतं, समुद्र सपाटीपासून अल्टिट्यूड आपण जर वेगवेगळ्या प्लेसेसचं कन्सिडर केलं तर वेगवेगळ्या प्लेसेसमध्ये जे टेम्परेचर आहे ते कमी होत गेलेलं आपल्याला आढळून येतं. टू द हाई अल्टिट्यूड फ्रॉम द सी, ऑन द हिमालया, ऑन द एव्हरेस्ट, the temperature is decreases, and on the top of the Everest there is no vegetation. So considering the altitude and latitude, the thermal zonation based zonation झालेलं आपल्याला आढळून येतं. You can see here in the figure tropical rainforest कुठ्या ठिकाणी आहेत, ग्रासलँड कुण्या ठिकाणी आहे, डेसिड्युअस फॉरेस्ट कुण्या ठिकाणी असतात, कोनिफरस फॉरेस्ट कुठे आढळून येतात, टुंड्रा अँड स्नो कुण्या ठिकाणी आपल्याला आढळून येतो. टिम्बरलाईन और ट्री लाईन, इट इज अन इमॅजिनरी लाईन ऑफ माउंटेन or higher areas of land that marks the level above which trees do not grow. The altitudinal limit of normal tree growth is about 3000 to 4000 meter. याच्यामध्येच आपणाला ग्रोथ ऑफ ट्री झालेली आढळून येते. त्याच्यावर 3000 ते 4000 अल्टिट्यूडच्या वर आपणाला ट्रीची ग्रोथ झालेली आढळून येत नाही. तर त्या ठिकाणी डेसिड्युअस फॉरेस्ट असतील किंवा कोनिफरस फॉरेस्ट असतील किंवा जो टुंड्रा प्रदेश आहे तो आपणाला आढळून येतो. इफेक्ट ऑफ टेम्परेचर. फॉलोइंग फिजियोलॉजिकल प्रोसेसेस are influenced by temperature. Temperature affect the enzymatic action of all biochemical reactions in the plant body. All the biochemical reactions affect or influenced by temperature. Optimum temperature, minimum temperature आणि मॅक्झिमम टेम्परेचर. वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणी जे बायोकेमिकल रिॲक्शन्स आहे जो रेट आहे तो वेगवेगळा असतो आपल्याला माहीत आहे. दॅट इज द टेम्परेचर अफेक्ट एन्झायमॅटिक ॲक्शन ऑफ ऑल द बायोकेमिकल रिॲक्शन्स इन प्लांट बॉडी. इट इन्फ्लुएन्सेस कार्बन डायऑक्साइड अँड ऑक्सिजन solubility in the biological system, increase respiration and stimulate growth of seedling. Low temperature with high humidity can spread disease to plant. मोइस्ट टेम्परेचर आहे, ह्युमिडिटी जास्त आहे and temperature low आहे, the spreading of disease is carried out. The varying temperature with moisture determine the distribution of vegetation types. Next important climatic factor is water. Water is the one of the most important climatic factor, isn't it? Water is important. Yes, it is important. It affects the vital processes of all the organisms, living organisms. It affects the vital processes of all the living organisms. It is believed that even life had originated only in water during the evolution of Earth. That's why water is very important. Water covers more than 70% of the Earth's surface. You know that 70% of our Earth is covered by water and 28 to 30% remaining is the land part. In nature, water is available to the plant in three ways. They are atmospheric moisture, precipitation and soil water. Atmospheric moisture जे आहे त्या स्वरूपामध्ये वॉटर मिळतं प्लांट्सला, किंवा जे प्रेसिपिटेशन आहे म्हणजे पाऊस ज्यावेळेस पडतो त्यावेळेस आपणाला ते वॉटर किंवा प्लांट्सला अवेलेबल होतं. आणि सॉईल वॉटर आहे ते सॉईलमधून सुद्धा प्लांट्स वॉटर मिळवतात. The productivity and distribution of plants depends on the availability of water. Further, the quality of water is also important, especially for the aquatic organism. Productivity and distribution of plant depends on the presence of water. खरं आहे का नाही? ज्या ठिकाणी वॉटर आहे अशा ठिकाणी प्लांट्स मोठ्या प्रमाणात ग्रोथ झालेली आपल्याला आढळून येते, आणि वॉटर स्केअर आहे अशा ठिकाणी आपल्याला प्लांटची ग्रोथ झालेली आढळून येत नाही. वाळवंटी प्रदेशामध्ये द स्कॅरिसिटी ऑफ वॉटर इज फाउंड. सो आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी व्हिजिटेशन आढळून येत नाही. आणि ज्या ठिकाणी प्लेंटी ऑफ वॉटर प्रेझेंट आहे अशा ठिकाणी खूप व्हिजिटेशन त्या ठिकाणी आपल्याला आढळून येतं. द प्रोडक्टिव्हिटी अँड डिस्ट्रीब्युशन ऑफ प्लांट्स डिपेंड्स ऑन द अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ water. Quality of water is also important for the aquatic organism. Poor quality of water, there is no aquatic habitation is found. So the quality of water is also important. Quality of water is also very important for the aquatic organisms. The total amount of water salinity in different water bodies: 5% in inland water, 30 to 35% in sea water, and more than 100% in hypersaline water, that is lagoons. Water salinity किती आहे याच्यावरून सुद्धा त्या ठिकाणी aquatic organisms प्रेझेंट राहतात किंवा नाही राहत हे आपण आयडेंटिफाय करू शकतो. 5% वॉटर 5% सॅलिनिटी इनलँड वॉटरमध्ये आपल्याला आढळून येते, 35% सॅलिनिटी सी वॉटरमध्ये आढळून येते, आणि मोर दॅन 100% सॅलिनिटी इन हायपरसलाइन वॉटरमध्ये आढळून येते, ज्याला आपण लगून्स म्हणतो. Based on the range of tolerance of salinity, organisms are divided into two types. Based on the tolerance of salinity, the organisms are divided into two types. Euryhaline, the organisms which can live in water with wide range of salinity. Marine algae and Marina angiosperm. These are the organisms that are tolerate wide range of salinity, that are all included into urohalline organisms. Stenohaline organisms which can withstand only small range of salinity. Example of that is estuaries. You can here see the terminology and environmental factors: stenothermal, urothermal. Environmental factor is temperature. Stenohaline, urohaline, that is environmental factor is salinity. Stenocoeas, ureocoeas, that is habitat selection, that is the niche construction. Stenohydric, ureohydric, hydric means hydro, water, there is the environmental factor is water. Stenophagic, urophagic, the food. The stenobathic, urobathic, depth of water or habitat. Examples of tolerance to toxicity. Some of the examples we can lightly here say the soybean and tomato manage to tolerate presence of cadmium poisoning by isolating cadmium and storing into few groups of cells and prevent cadmium affecting to other cells. सोयाबीन आणि टोमॅटो याच्यामध्ये हे जे प्लांट्स आहेत इन प्रेझेन्स ऑफ कॅडमियम they can grow. Cadmium is a poisonous metal. हे कॅडमियम सोयाबीन आणि टोमॅटो प्लांट्स आयसोलेट करतात आणि ते एका स्पेसीमध्ये ठेवतात आणि त्यात हे अशा प्रकारचं काय होतं प्रिव्हेन्शन ऑफ अदर स्पेसीस कॅरीड आउट केलं जातं. राईस अँड एकोर्निया that is water hyacinth tolerate cadmium by binding it to their proteins. These plants otherwise can also be used to remove cadmium from contaminated soil. This is known as phytoremediation. Another climatic factor is wind. Air in motion is called as wind. What is wind? Air in motion, that is known as wind. It is also a vital ecological factor. The atmospheric air contains number of gases, particles and other constituents. The composition of gases in atmosphere is, you know that nitrogen is 70%, oxygen 20%, carbon dioxide 0.03%, along other gases 0.93%. The other components of winds are water vapor, gaseous pollutant, dust, smoke, particles, microorganisms, pollen grains, spores. It is all these are present in the wind. Anemometer is the instrument used to measure the speed of wind. So, what is wind? The air in motion is known as wind. That wind or air contains different mixture of different gases: nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, that is argon, spores, pollen grains, microorganisms, dust, smoke particles. That is the mixture of all of these is known as, or that is present in the wind. Effect of wind. What is the effect of wind? Wind is an important factor for the formation of rain. You know that clearly. The wind is the important factor for the formation of rain. Causes wave formation in lakes and oceans, which promote aeration of water. Waves formation that are found in the ocean and lakes, that wave formation is also important Because of that, aeration is carried out in the water. Strong wind causes soil erosion and reduces soil fertility. Increase the rate of transpiration. Helps in pollination in anemophilous plants. It also helps in dispersal of many fruit, seeds, spores, etc. So wind is the major ecological or main climatic factor. What happened because of wind? Wave formation in the ocean and समुद्रावरील लाटा किंवा मोठ्या जे तलाव आहेत त्याच्यावर आपण वेव्स फॉर्मेशन झालेलं आपल्याला आढळून येते. कशामुळे होतं? बिकॉज ऑफ स्पीड ऑफ द विंड. आणि याच्यामुळे काय होतं? वेव्स फॉर्मेशनमुळे द एरेशन जे आहे वॉटरमध्ये एअर मिक्स केली जाते. दॅट इज वन ऑफ द इम्पॉर्टंट नॅचरल फिनॉमेना and that phenomena is carried out because of wind. Strong wind causes soil erosion. एका ठिकाणाहून दुसऱ्या ठिकाणी सॉइल जास्त खूप वेगाचा वारा जर सुटलेला असेल तर एका ठिकाणाहून दुसऱ्या ठिकाणी सॉइल्स ट्रान्सफर केली जाते. दॅट इज नोन एज सॉइल इरोजन. आणि त्याच्यामुळे काय होतं? द फर्टिलिटी ऑफ द सॉइल्स इज रिड्यूस्ड. Because of strong wind, the transpiration is increased. Wind pollination काही प्लांट्समध्ये जे ॲनिमोफिलस प्लांट्स आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये विंड प्लेज इम्पॉर्टंट रोल इन द पॉलिनेशन. काही प्लांट्सचे फ्रूट्स, डिस्पर्सल ऑफ फ्रूट्स थ्रू विंड झालेलं आपण आढळून येतं. सो विंड हेल्प्स इन डिस्पर्सल ऑफ fruits, seeds and spores. Strong wind may cause uprooting of the big trees. Strong wind जर असेल तर झाडे उन्मळून पडतात. Unidirectional wind stimulates the development of flag forms in tree. Unidirectional wind stimulates formation of flag-shaped trees. See in the figure. Another climatic factor is fire. Fire is exothermic factor caused due to chemical processes of combustion releasing heat and light. Fire is the exothermic factor. It is mostly man-made and sometimes developed naturally. हे फायर काय man-made आणि काही ठिकाणीच नॅचरली हे फायर प्रोड्यूस होतं. The fire is generally divided into ground fire, which flameless, and subterranean surface fire, which consumes the herbs and shrubs, ground fire, which burns the forest canopy. हे जे फायर आहे 2-3 प्रकारचं फायर आहे. ग्राउंड फायर जमीन लेवलला आढळून येतं. सरफेस फायर जमिनीच्या वरचा जो लेयर आहे ज्याच्यामध्ये श्रब्स अँड हर्ब्स मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये आढळण्यात अशा लेअरवर किंवा सरफेस ऑफ द अर्थ दॅट डिस्ट्रॉय ऑल दी श्रब्स अँड हर्ब्स. ग्राउंड फायर जे आपण पाहतो वेगवेगळ्या फॉरेस्टमध्ये फॉरेस्ट फायर झालेलं आढळून त्याच्यामुळे काय होतं? पूर्ण कॅनॉपी जी आहे फॉरेस्टची ही डिस्ट्रॉय झालेली आपण आढळून येते. व्हॉट इज द इफेक्ट्स ऑफ फायर? फायर हॅज डायरेक्ट लिदल इफेक्ट्स ऑन द प्लांट्स. काय फायद्याचं तर काही होत नाही. तर लिदल इफेक्ट्स आपल्याला मोठ्या प्रमाणावर प्लांट्समध्ये या फायरमुळं झालेले आढळून येतात. बर्निंग स्कार्स आर द सुटेबल प्लेसेस फॉर द एंट्री ऑफ पॅरासायटिक फंजाय इन्सेक्ट. जे बर्निंग स्कार्स आहेत फायरमुळं झालेले या ठिकाणी काय होतं? एंट्री ऑफ पॅरासाइट्स आणि फंगाय और इन्सेक्ट मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये आपल्याला आढळून येईल. इट ब्रिंग्स आउट अल्टरेशन ऑफ हाई रेनफॉल, न्यूट्रिएंट सायकल, फर्टिलिटी ऑफ सॉइल, pH, soil flora and fauna. Some fungi which grow in soil of burn areas called pyrophilous. Pyronema confluence. Example, indicators of life. Petris and Pyronema fungus indicates the burns up and fire distributed areas. Ferns जे आहेत they are known as indicators of fire. हे फर्न्स ज्या ठिकाणी ग्रो होतात त्या ठिकाणी फायर झालेली आहे असं इंडिकेट आपल्याला करता येतं. म्हणजे प्रेझेन्स ऑफ फर्न दॅट इंडिकेट्स द फायर इज हिअर. सो दे आर नोन ॲज इंडिकेटर्स ऑफ फायर. फायर ब्रेक. आता जंगलामध्ये किंवा सरफेसमध्ये ज्यावेळेस फायर किंवा आग लागते त्यावेळेस फायर ब्रेक कोण्या ठिकाणी होत असेल, ज्या ठिकाणी व्हेजिटेशन कट ऑफ झालेलं आहे अशा एरियामध्ये हे ब्रेक होतं. आता व्हेजिटेशन कोण्या ठिकाणी कट ऑफ होतं, बॅरेन एरिया जर असेल किंवा स्टोनी एरिया असेल तर अशा ठिकाणी व्हेजिटेशन खूप कमी असतं. तर अशा ठिकाणी हे ब्रेकअप झालेलं आढळून येतं फायर. आणि किंवा एखादी नदी असेल किंवा नाला असेल सो अशा ठिकाणी सुद्धा ब्रेकअप झालेलं आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी किंवा याची स्पीड जी आहे फायरची स्लो डाऊन झालेली आपल्याला आढळून येते. In the next chapter or in next video lecture we can see the effect factors. So thank you for hearing me.